fiance. And as those guilty verdicts for the 2 charges were read out, Don broke down. You could see his shoulders sort of going up and down, and he broke down in tears, and Justine's sister-in-law put her arm around him. You can't help but just feel for them. This is a massive moment for them. And it's a terrible story, obviously, Tom. But yeah, we're just standing by and waiting for the family to come out and say a few words. Obviously, Australia has watched this so closely, and so has America, because there is such a big movement here, a national movement about officer-involved shootings, shooting civilians, and everyone was waiting in earnest for this. And this was a really quick deliberations, only over 24 hours. And what's interesting about that is we spoke to a criminal defence lawyer here. He said that quick deliberations is generally good news for the defence. Obviously, this was terrible news for the defence. Mohamed Noor's lawyers were very stony-faced, and one in particular looked absolutely gutted as Mohamed Noor was put into handcuffs and taken away. But just standing by here, Tom, waiting for Justine's family to come and say a few words. Obviously, this is a very pleasing result for them and for people back home in Australia. Back to you.
What is the likely sentence to be delivered for this, Alexis, as well?
At this point, we're looking, well, I spoke to someone inside who is a legal analyst and a criminal defence lawyer. He thinks about 9 to 10 years. What happens now is that we get about a 6-week period whereby Mohamed Noor is in custody, and then there will be a sentence on June, I'm trying to remember the date I wrote down, I believe it was June 7th. Sorry, I'm looking around a bit. We're just waiting for Mohamed Noor's lawyers to come out that door, so I'm keeping an eye on it. But yeah, we're looking at about 9 to 10 years for those 2 charges, second-degree manslaughter and third-degree murder.
Alexa, you touched on the fact earlier that they've never had a police officer convicted there before of murder. Was there a fair bit of surprise when this verdict was handed down? And just give us a bit more of an insight into the emotions of the family as they've had to sit through this trial.
Look, I think the best indication of the fact that this was a surprise was from Mohamed Noor's lawyers. One in particular I could see quite well, and he just had this stony face and he looked genuinely gutted. I think they were pretty confident, and probably even more so when they only took 24 hours to reach a verdict. In terms of the family's reaction, so as I said, I was sitting directly behind, not directly behind, a few rows behind Don Damon, Justine's fiance, and he was just overcome with emotion. He was broke down in tears sort of quite a while as each juror was being asked if they had been able to agree on these verdicts. So you could see the emotion, in his face. He'd sort of gone a bit red in the face, and Justine's sister-in-law kept putting her arm around Don. I couldn't see Justine's father all that well. He seemed to be a bit more contained and a bit more controlled. But this is a massive day for them. They have sat through weeks now of this horrific evidence, heartbreaking evidence, really confronting body cam footage from the police officers. Just yesterday, they replayed this body cam footage, and the audio, you could hear Justine moaning in her last moments alive, and Justine's family was sort of blocking their ears. So this has just been horrible for them, but at least today they have been able to see some form of justice for Justine.
Right, it has obviously been a very